All right, this is a little bit different style of video for me. It's a comparison video, but I needed a week to sit on this, to think about how I wanted to bring this video to you guys, because I didn't want the emotions to get the best of me. I wanted to think about it and then come back to you. So we're going to do a review on a 2022 Ram TRX. No big deal. It's been out a long time, right? The reason I want to make this video is there's a lot of speculation coming about a new TRX coming. I don't think it's speculation. It looks like it's going to happen. Question is, it's going to be 26 model year, 27, regardless. With that being said, there's a lot of people in the truck community that maybe had a TRX. It's a few years old and they want to upgrade. I tried to put myself in that framework, that I was a person that had a 2022 Ram TRX with 70,000 miles. And what does this truck look like? What does it feel like after 70,000 miles versus a new 2026 Ram RHO? Let's do this.
All right, guys, got a fun one for you today. We are doing a drive review on a TRX. No, it's not a 26 or 27 TRX, but I had an opportunity to compare this to the RHO, and it's been like 3 years since I've been in one of these. So I thought it'd be kind of fun, because I'm in my RHO all the time, to go over this thing and just kind of compare it to the outgoing generation truck. So we just reset our fuel economy here. We're going to reset this. We'll see how this thing does on a little loop. It's been a minute since I drove a TRX. Check out the oil pressure difference between the Hurricane and this. This thing just cruising at 1200 RPMs, 70 PSI oil pressure. It does not have the horsepower gauge, which is kind of a bummer. So gauge cluster is a lot different. And in all fairness, I actually really like this. You wanna know why? Because it's simple. And I'm used to this because I've had a lot of Rams with this. Going through the menus is all really easy. It's not as cool looking for sure, but it's functional and it works pretty good. I like that the RHO has horsepower. Oh, this does show it up here actually. You can kind of just see cruising down the road. It'll show you horsepower and torque in this menu, but I can't get it to show over here. Yeah, it's still got all the individual, but just doesn't show as much. Kind of see your coolant temps and just some of the different stuff here. Got trans temp. Obviously it's running pretty cool right now. This is very, very similar to the RHO. It's just a little smaller display, but arguably I think in some ways this is actually a little bit smoother running. Cooled seats work just as good. Steering wheel feels very similar. Other than you got the Alcantara at the top, which feels really nice, still carbon fiber. Otherwise, everything about this ergonomic seat comfort feels identical to the RHO. I don't see much difference. These tires are pretty shot, a lot of road noise in them. But otherwise, this thing feels pretty much identical. When you're driving in, everything feels the same. Dash layout obviously is the same. Heads-up display, rear view mirror, backup camera. I like that this does not have the display up there. I like that it's got the dual glove box. That's pretty cool. Steering wise, I don't feel it feels heavier on the front wheels, but I will tell you this, I should say the steering doesn't feel any heavier, but I will say that the truck feels a little heavier. I don't know how to explain it. It just almost feels more planted, like it's a heavier truck. And that sort of makes sense because there is a lot more weight on the front wheels. Backup camera, identical. No more information, uses the same on the camera. So that's the same. So right off the bat, you notice headlights obviously a little different. Grille shape, just a little bit different, especially down in this area. Hood's identical. Bottom bumper's identical. Side profile of the truck, the mirrors, the wheels, the tires, everything is the same. You open the interior of this truck, it's identical. Only thing you notice a little different is the windows are a little bit different. Otherwise, it feels the same. The seating material feels the same. Other than saying TRX, the new ones say RHO. Notice a little difference in the steering wheel. Everything else feels the same. But I'm going to show you something big. Look at that payload, 1,000 pounds. My RHO's got 350 pounds of payload more than this truck. That's wild. Second row, not a lot different here either. Still got the reclining second row. Still got the same storage in the rear. Still got the same controls back here, heated, cooled. Still got the same MOLLE attachments. Even this leather on the back of the seat. Same in-floor storage. Same storage down below. Let's see what it says for fuel. What's interesting is the gas cap on the TRX did not say 91 plus octane, but we know what calls for it, but it doesn't say it there. Suspension wise, it's got the active, and what's cool is a lot of people don't realize this, is the TRX, I'll call it, or RHO Bilstein shocks, the Blackhawk East 2s, these are a dual live valve shock. And what that means is you get high-speed compression and rebound dampening with those shocks, which is really nice. Now, you do notice another difference, it's been talked about on a lot of other videos, is the tail lights are different. How about power down tailgate? Yes. Bed utility group looks the same, except in that area, we don't have our plugs where we can plug in some stuff. The other thing we'll notice, there's not a button on the side to pop the tailgate up. Doesn't have the power up tailgate. Otherwise, in the rear, same hitch, same recovery points, same exhaust tip location. It's funny, it still says 4x4, except it says TRX over there. On the sides, not much different. Still got the ride height sensors in both locations, blind spot indicators, passenger side seating, same floor mats. But I really like that the TRX had this upper glove box instead of that passenger interactive display. I just don't ever use it. Same glove box down here, same storage in the middle. Everything is the same. You even have two, actually no, you have one. You do only have one wireless charging, and you don't have as many plugs here, but you do got this nice little tray area here to put some stuff, but you still got USB A and C, and you still got the same storage here. But here's the big difference. Once we pop the hood, looks a lot different. First thing you notice is massive intake cover. This is not new to anybody coming from the TRX. It's been that way for the last 4 model years. But anyhow, battery is in a little bit different location. You can kind of see junction boxes, things moved around a little bit. Traditional boosted braking system where it uses vacuum actuation. You do not have that on the RHO. You do still have an active grill that pulls, or hood that pulls in air down into the intake, but it does it a lot differently, where the intake right here is on the RHO. You also notice the two coolants. You got one for the water over air intercooler, and you got your standard coolant, and you got the beautiful 6.2 supercharged V8, nice and orange. See the supercharger pulley and everything in here. Awesome. Lot of great location of space right here. And you can see front of the engine, which is a shorter engine than the Inline 6. Otherwise, looks very similar. Got projector LEDs up front. Same, everything sensor-wise is the same, except the RHO has the sensor in the front for the active driving. But this is why you buy a TRX. Man, thing sounds awesome. You cannot take that away from it. It sounds like a beast. See what this thing feels like power-wise. Everything feels at home here. Let's see what this thing feels like. So notice a 4.7, 0 to 60. It's not, it feels a little bit stronger off the get than the RHO. It just sounds awesome doing it, but it doesn't feel that much stronger in 0 to 60. I tell you, it's really close. It just sounds amazing. Another thing I really respect is this thing's got an ability to check diagnostics. That is super cool. Transmission feels great on this thing. Shifting's good. I mean, no difference really than the RHO. Oil temps, oil pressure, man, the oil pressure in this thing is awesome. It's a lot higher than the RHO oil pressure. Cruising at this speed, you'd probably be around 25 PSI or so. And you can see we're at 63. I'm off the gas and it's still 64 PSI. All the gauges are the same. It just shows it a little bit differently. And in fact, I'm gonna be curious. We're just gonna go in a very easy acceleration. Let's just see what the torque feels like under just standard acceleration. So torque-wise, it's actually not too much different there. Even also going down the road, you just got that awesome supercharger whine and exhaust note. Shorter loop, but 10.5 miles per gallon. And that's one of the reasons I feel like you could get a big benefit to going with the RHO versus the TRX. The big pro to the RHO, it feels a little bit lighter, a little bit more nimble on its feet, a little bit better fuel economy, and a little bit more modernized with the dash, hands-free driving, and massaging seats. Otherwise, I mean, these trucks are identical to each other. So what do we get fuel economy on this loop? 9.8 miles per gallon. So is the TRX still relevant in the RHO world? Absolutely. No question about it. The 6.2 Hemi supercharged V8's awesome. This truck is extremely relevant. And in a lot of fairness, I would take this much more than a Gen 3 F-150 Raptor with the EcoBoost, because just the interior alone, even being a 3-year-old truck, the interior on this is still like best in class. I mean, this is a really, really nice truck. Even though it's got some miles on it, it still looks great and it's holding up well. I mean, check out, this is a truck with over 70,000 miles and it's still holding up and looking this good. I don't notice anything weird.
The pros, what I love about the TRX, and you can't change it, and it's amazing. The sound is awesome. It's intoxicating. If you're a V8 fan, this is the pinnacle. You got supercharger whine that sounds awesome. The exhaust note sounds great. Transmission shifting, there is no lag. This engine is on point to make power. With that all being said, the ZF transmission after 77,000 miles feels great. No surprise, right? Everybody knows the ZF transmission's solid, robust, feels awesome. It's the exact same thing I felt with my RHO. Ride quality, there's a big difference here. Yes, the shocks have some miles on it, but I'm telling you, you can feel that 200-300 pound difference on that front wheel. You can feel the steering's a little bit heavier, not terrible, but it is a little bit heavier. And you feel that front end just feels a little bit heavier. And I don't know how to explain it because the truck dimensionally is identical to the RHO. It just feels like a bigger truck to drive. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if it's a little bit heavier steering, a little bit more weight, but the RHO feels a little bit more nimble speed-wise. Now, this is purely subjective, and I didn't get on a racetrack. From a 0 to 60, if you take out the sound of the TRX engine and supercharger, it doesn't really feel any different. And the numbers kind of show that. I mean, it's really darn close to what a stock. I didn't brake boost either truck. They're very close in that 0 to 60. You see on the big end, you know, more towards a quarter mile is where the TRX will gap the RHO. But I really thought it would feel substantially stronger. Where I did notice a difference in performance is the initial hit. There's no lag with the TRX, where the RHO takes a little bit, I'd say a quarter of a second for it to get on boost, and then it's pulling just as hard. Shifting, they both feel almost identical. Sound-wise, towards the watt scenario, it's gonna sound silly, but I feel like that RHO, the high output Hurricane, it's just got this pull at the higher RPMs. It just feels really good, and it just pulls through the gears really nicely. Purely subjective, but honestly, it's 90% of the same interior as the new RHO. You're just missing massaging seats, a little bit different finish on the steering wheel, a little bit different finish on the dash, but otherwise, it's about identical. Infotainment system and gauge cluster. Dude, I've said this in videos before. I'm old school. I like the standard analog gauges, and in some ways, I prefer the gauges of the older Ram dash. Now, what I liked about this is you could actually check diagnostics and things of that nature. So that was kind of cool. The leather, the interior, everything was holding up excellent. So that should give people confidence whether to get a new RHO or a TRX. This interior is built really well. I didn't hear any creaks, rattles. I think that's phenomenal. And this should give some people some confidence on these new trucks. So I've talked to a lot of different people on this, trying to collect views and opinions on this. What would you do? It's 2026. There's dealers out there. Let's just use Mark Dodge as an example, where you can go get a new RHO for say $9,000 off MSRP. So it's a $85,000 fairly loaded out level 1 truck, sunroof, everything. You can get it for $76,000. Or this is all pure speculation, but a lot of logic and information is saying that the new TRX will be about $30,000 more MSRP for MSRP, kind of like that base level kind of deal, for $30,000 more than the base RHO. So for say 175 horsepower more, sound of the V8 supercharged Hellcat engine, would you go with the TRX or just save the money and get better fuel economy with the RHO? And that's one other point I want to talk about. Fuel economy. City driving, the way I was driving, getting right around 10 miles per gallon with the TRX. That same type of driving, I've done it enough with the RHO to know I would end up on a low side, I'd be at 14 miles per gallon, but I could see upwards of 17 miles per gallon on that. And in fact, TRD John, he just got an RHO. He just did a 500-mile trip in his RHO and got 20 miles per gallon. That's going to be really tough to do in a TRX. So fuel economy is a big deal. That's something to consider. Once you take out the whole awesome engine sound of the TRX and you're just driving it normal, the RHO, I think, is, as a lot of people suggest, probably a little bit better daily. It's a little smoother, a little quieter, a little more peaceful on the highway. It's a little more chill, better fuel economy. So it really just depends on what you want. I think it's going to be awesome if Ram brings both out, give people both options. Phenomenal. And it makes me think like, man, do I want that supercharged V8? But for day to day and how much I tow, I've towed with the supercharged V8s. I don't enjoy it. They're so loud on these long road trips. It's not my jam. I like a quiet, peaceful towing engine at 2,500 RPMs. You're not going to get that out of the TRX, and you're not going to get that out of the Raptor R. I've had both, tested both great trucks. It's just not my jam for that work-life towing.
So what's my take of driving the TRX? It's been a few years versus the RHO. Man, if I was in a TRX today, I'd have a real hard time going to the RHO. Here's the reason why. This truck is awesome. It's a pretty tried and true motor, transmission. I don't see really any issue with it. It's just the advantage would be you're going to pick up a little bit better fuel economy, hands-free driving, massaging seats, and a little bit of refinements. Makes it a little modernized. But man, this truck is still 95% of the same truck. And it sounds awesome doing it. So if I had a TRX, would I buy an RHO? That'd be a tough one. I can tell you right now, I would love to have a TRX and an RHO. That might be kind of interesting. Stay tuned on that. Thanks for watching.